Oh, hey guys. I'm chatting in the Discord right now because we're still experiencing a bit of a bug here. Not with the Mages Guild rep. That thing, well, who knows if it's still going to be a problem for us. Uh, okay, we're going to minimize that. What is up? David C. Drake, Fonzarelli, Pin Rider, and Scouting Spartan. Welcome back, everyone. So we have sort of a beach episode outfit picked out for us. I would like something besides just like the default bra going on here. But we no longer need to bundle up quite so much. Because it's a hot and rainy summer day in the tropics, you see. So here's what's going on. It happened at the end of our last stream. Whenever I enter dialogue mode, like the whole window is wiggling, you know, as if I'm still looking around. I have to hit enter to make the cursor appear, and then hit enter again once I'm out of dialogue mode. It's kind of rough, but it's not a game breaker. It's just going to slow us down some. What is up, Charles? So yeah, last time let's pull up our map here. We were doing some questing in Gavaldon over here, and through some sort of treachery, after failing one Mages Guild quest, which I thought that I completed successfully, which I guess I should have paid attention to the the requirements of the quest. But yeah, we failed a Mages Guild quest after being promoted to the Evoker rank. Now, the Evoker rank is granted whenever you have a reputation of 20 or higher, so we were sitting pretty. Well, I came back, and all of a sudden, our reputation was 2 in the Mages Guild. So they're conspiring to get us thrown out of the guild, y'all. That's the thing. I considered using a console command to fix it, but thankfully, Cosmi in the chat was like, that doesn't seem like it's in the spirit of the Ironman playthrough, and, you know, even if it's inconvenient for us, Cosmi's right, so we're not going to fix it through console commands. We must have ended up, like, accidentally helping somebody who has, like, I imagine during the course of our Thieves Guild quest, we accidentally helped somebody who hates the Mages Guild. Maybe we did that 3 or 4 times. Who knows? Yeah, I think the audio should be right, but y'all let me know if there's something that's not coming through, because I did have to change up my settings some whenever I was recording recently, so I always like to make sure that things are working again. Now, we are going to go ahead and look for a tailor in this town. We don't seem to have a Mages Guild around us. What's our affiliation? Yeah, we're still ranked Evoker, reputation 7. If we do, what is it, like 3 quests for the Mages Guilds, we might be able to maintain Evoker status without getting demoted. Welcome back. I don't know what to call you, Mr. 6MTZ HP55, but welcome. Jeffrey Matias, what is up? Just restarted Morrowind, and it felt like forever to get into the game compared to Daggerfall. Yeah, I feel the same way whenever I play Morrowind, but I still have a soft spot for it. I still like to play it, but yeah, especially if you play Daggerfall with like the random dungeon starting mod, you know, it's like I feel engrossed in the game as soon as I make the character, or even in the character creation process. It's, yeah. The Ladies Lyceum. Okay, this is like the 3rd bookstore. Lyceum? I don't know. This town is littered with bookstores and does not have that many. Yeah. Does not have a tailor for us. Alright, so we do want to do some questing for the Mages Guild before our reputation gets any lower. However, we're so close to the border up here. I think it would be a lot of fun to go pillage, you know what I mean? Like, we have not been invited to the Dark Brotherhood yet. We clearly need to kill some innocents to make that happen. There are also a couple of dungeons that we could try to check out in this area. You know, back in the day, my display name on YouTube was Dungeon Master Blaster, but then whenever I would go to Adventure Arts streams, it was like a mouthful for him, and so that's actually whenever I was inspired to be like, okay, let me change my my handle to be something a bit easier to read. I'm not saying you should do that, but that's kind of like the origin story behind Micah Raygun in a sense. It used to be Dungeon Master Blaster because I love being a Dungeon Master, and because I think we talked in a previous stream about how much I love the Mad Max movies, particularly Mad Max Road Warrior and Mad Max Fury Road. And not Fury Road. Fury Road is good, but Mad Max Road Warrior and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome are my favorites. And let me go ahead and cast Recall in case we haven't. Yeah, and then there's that character Master Blaster, who's a it's like a sort of dwarf character who rides on top of his brother, who's a giant. Anchor. Yeah, I really like those characters, so I named myself after that. Okay, Anchor. Actually, where are we? This place is called I tell you, these Hammerfell names are so hard to keep up with. Tula il Isia. Okay. Anchor. Tula il Isia. Something like that. I think it was 2 L's, but that should be fine. So, I do want to do some pillaging in Wayrest. It's almost like we could have just like... it's like we could have just, when we were in Gavaldon, could have come back here and gone through Wayrest before coming down here. But, you know, I'm seeing it as like we came here so that we could set up our anchor in a safe spot before we go into danger. I'm thinking of either going just down here to Tonmont, because like that's a pretty short trip, or we could go over here to Eastwold, because Eastwold is next to this Triceratops Web. Did we go to Triceratops Web? It's on our map, but we've never gone to it, so that could be fun, starting off in a dungeon. We have some fur armor that's weighing us down, so maybe we go to the Emperor's warehouse over here, sell the fur armor, and then travel to... Yeah, we're going to go to that... Is it called Eastmoth? The place that has the dungeon nearby? That could be cool. Yeah, I like the first Mad Max also, but it's like... I don't want to be too rude about it. It felt a little bit like they were still finding their brand, but I love like the refrain of "The Knight Rider" being shouted a lot throughout the movie, and it was like a humble beginnings sort of thing. Like it still looked like a passion project back then. Oh, I can't sell my armor here, of course. There is an armorer in town though. My biggest complaint, if I have one, with the first Mad Max movie is that Mel Gibson's wife and kid don't die until like halfway into the movie, and that's... I get that. I think the developers or the writers wanted you to get attached to the characters before killing them off like that, but I really prefer the structure of... There's this Clint Eastwood movie called The Outlaw Josie Wales, and Clint Eastwood plays this outlaw named Josie Wales, if you can believe it, and the beginning of the movie is like his wife and kids in his village getting like burned by a bunch of like, I think they're called like red boots or something like that. But anyway, getting that part of the exposition out of the way in the start, I think was a good call there, and I think that would have been a good call for Mad Max, but I don't write movies. What do I know? Yeah, I think Fury Road is my first Mad Max movie as well. Yeah, well, see, Scouting Spartan, I feel like that should not be considered. Like, the thing about Mad Max 1 and, like, the intro to it, right? If you were watching the first Mad Max movie, I'm certain that you've seen one of the other 3 movies. And if that's the case, you already know that his wife and kids are, you know, destroyed. So I didn't mind risking a little bit of slight spoilers there. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, maybe it would hit me harder as a dad these days. Oh, look at this. World of Daggerfall, you son of a bitch. Wow, hold on. You notice a book chained to a nearby wall, replete with magical seals. Next to it hangs a pouch with a note. By the way, I'm drinking, what is it? Shiner Holiday Cheer? I think I talked on one of my episodes playing Bogard about how much I like Shiner, and this is like their holiday variant. It's fine. It's very minty, and like, I don't know how to explain it. Spicy, but not a hot way. So that's something I'll be working on throughout the course of the stream here. 300 gold to read a book for 3 hours. Learn the fine art of mysticism. Book will be relocated at the owner's pleasure. The pouch is just barely open enough to fit into... Yeah, I mean, let's do it. Losing 300 gold pieces means we'll be a little bit lighter, and this is like one of our most important skills. After feeding in 300 gold pieces, you sit down and survey the contents of the book. It has far more material than even 3 hours could cover. You gain what you can from it, and when the allotted time is over, the tome disappears. Whoa. Dawn turned into noon really fast. Yeah, I love the way this looks. It is, of course, still devoid of denizens for the most part, but still. In fact, how do I do the come sail away thing? Can I just, like, jump in here and start doing stuff? No. All right. Okay, is he trying to... Oh, of course they're trying to arrest me. I'm like, what's the deal, guys? I'm Sombra and Wayrest. That's the deal. So what do I do about this? Let's go ahead and... Let's do levitate. And... Nope. I think we're just gonna wait up here for a minute. I forgot. Hey, what's up, Zeriok? Welcome, Miscellaneums. Welcome back. You watch them in release order, the Mad Max movies? That's crazy. I've almost always heard of somebody finding Fury Road and working backward from there, you know? Okay, so the dungeon is to the northeast. Man, I wish I could tell which way northeast was at a glance. Oh, boom! Okay, we gotta go this way. Love it. Yeah, I just wasn't concerned about spoilers for the first Mad Max movie. It is really cool watching them do their little stunts, though. Like, another movie that had really good stunts that had a sort of homemade feel to it. Have y'all ever heard of Death Proof by Quentin Tarantino? I think it's one of his older films. I don't know if I would like Death Proof if I rewatched it, but I certainly remember being really, really impressed with that movie the first time I watched it. You have like this old banged up car that these kids are riding, and I don't really know what the premise is, but like the first half of the movie takes place in a bar, it feels like, and they're all just talking. And then suddenly they're in this chase scene, or they want to do some special stunts on top of I'm doing a very bad job of explaining it, but because I barely remember it, I guess. But it still left quite an impression on me, nonetheless. Really cool movie. Okay, let's go ahead and camp out. Do overland travel to get over here. Shouldn't take long. All right, I knew that there had to be one person in this chat who had seen Death Proof. Yeah, it's very it's almost not what you would expect from a Quentin Tarantino movie if you started with like Pulp Fiction or Inglourious Basterds or things like that. Growing up like a caveman watching thrift store VHS, it sounds like a really good time. Oh look, we can see the dungeon from here. Can y'all see that tree stump in the center of this screen? I think that's the dungeon. But nonetheless, we should pull over, and we can take off this. We should pull over and get a little bit of rest. Stamina's too low. Kurt Russell, that's right. Kurt Russell is the guy. You're right. Yeah, I'm also a sucker for Kurt Russell. Isn't he in Big Trouble in Little China and Escape from New York? Both of those have been very like important to me in my adult years. Like those 1980s action movies are so cool. Okay, let's hit that quick save because we got a crash last time, so we're gonna be careful. Okay, dark figure appears half hidden by the stones. Let's go ahead and cast a basic shield because we don't know what's out there in the dark. All right, yeah, let's hit it. Let's go ahead and cast. We gonna zap them? Oh, you know what? I'm being really confident, but these are high-level enemies, basically, because I confirmed with Ralzar that humanoid enemies do scale to the player level. So not only are they going to resist my magic pretty well, but they're going to have a lot of HP. Okay. We took one of them down. Man, it feels bad. Level scaling just makes you feel weak, you know what I mean? Okay. Ah, dang it. Enemies are nearby, but it sounded like rats. Bats. Fair. Combust. You saw Death Proof in theaters as the Grindhouse special and Planet Terror opened up. That sounds awesome. Yeah. Level scaling can really ruin the progression that you might otherwise feel in these games. Now, it's not that bad in Daggerfall Unity. It's really just the humanoids once you apply mods like Moodex, Meaner Monsters, and unleveled loot tape. I mean, what am I trying to say? I think it's just Moodex and Meaner Monsters that it takes, but still. Having the humanoids just get really, really tanky and better at resisting spells as you get stronger. That's a kind of a feel bad. Alright, it might not be worth like exploring here. I actually did not know that level scaling existed in Final Fantasy. Usually JRPGs are scaled such that like different areas progress. How do I explain it? You fight weaker enemies in the region at the beginning of the game and stronger enemies near the regions at the end of the game. But if you revisit those regions, there's no level scaling that occurs. You know what I mean? So I didn't know that there was any level scaling there. Actually, MTZ, your description of playing Final Fantasy and putting it down, that happens more often than not. Like, I'm halfway through Final Fantasy 3. I have no intention of finishing it. I'm halfway through Final Fantasy 4. I do have an intention of finishing it. I just played Daggerfall instead, you know? I'm kind of stuck on a hard boss in Final Fantasy 4, whereas in Final Fantasy 3, I simply don't like the gimmick. Final Fantasy 3 is the gimmick where... Oh, spider. Final Fantasy 3 has the gimmick where your character can switch to different character classes or jobs or whatever you want to call them, and I just wasn't really enjoying that. I should be using my chalk more often. I guess now's the time to do it. Yeah, level scaling is particularly egregious against immersion. Like, Oblivion, again, is what comes to mind. And it sucks because I love Oblivion. Oh, look at them. Oh! I wasn't expecting the spider to see me. I guess I can just kill them, but I don't really see the need. Alright, well, he's chasing after me. Let's zap him. Yeah, in Oblivion, once you get to, like, level 20, all the bandits have really good armor. And it's like, well, why are you a bandit if you have glass armor and you can just sell that and retire, you know? Silly developers, silly. That's whenever they went into full-blown, like, amusement park mode, you know what I mean? Like, they stopped caring about it being a role-playing game in some areas or some aspects. Hey, the Square Game, you say you're working on an RPG game. What would you say is a niche feature of an RPG that is a must? It's a 2D top-down type of project. Just trying to get some more gameplay ideas. A niche feature that is a must for a 2D top-down game. That's a good question, and it's difficult for me because I don't play the 2D... Although, the old-school Fallout games are kind of like that, but they're isometric, not necessarily what you're describing. You know, what I really appreciate in games that is not very common, again, I don't know if it'll apply to, like, the style of game that you're creating, is whenever the the knowledge that the player has and the knowledge that the character has overlap. So like whenever something can be taken from the HUD to be like an item that you interact with rather than something that you glean from something on your screen, like that's my favorite thing. Well, that's not my favorite thing. That's a very important thing to me. I also think that navigation being its own sort of gameplay vector is really cool. It does not happen often because we are given waypoints and we're given quest markers and things like that. But in games like Outer Wilds or Firewatch, you're given different tools to navigate, and like the navigation is part of the adventure. It's like explicitly part of the adventure, and I think that's really cool. These are like some qualities that I value very highly, but I don't know if it'll apply to what you're trying to build there, Square Game. If anybody wants to chime in on that discussion to help our boy out, that'd be great. Oh yeah, environmental storytelling is always good. Say less to say more, that sort of thing. So if you can put things in the game world that can have the player asking questions about what has occurred before they showed up on the scene, that's always a great thing to do. It reminds me of No Country for Old Men, the book by Cormac McCarthy. Like there's a guy that shows up and he finds a truck full of money, and not only does he wonder what happened before, but he's compelled, like, do I take the money or do I leave it alone? And the adventure starts from there. Yeah, to me, exploration being a core part of the gameplay is something that RPGs are missing out on. It's a video I've intended to make for a long time about how like RPGs could really learn a lot from Firewatch and from Outer Wilds, but I haven't gotten around to making it, and I have a huge backlog. So who knows when I will make it. But yeah, exploration should absolutely be a core part of it. Let's level up our blunt weapon here. Hopefully don't catch a disease. If we do, we just warp back. Damn rats. Always scurrying around in the dark, making me jumpy. Yeah, multiple ways to solve a problem is a great way to view it as well, Spartan. Especially if it's a role-playing game. I mean, traditionally, you have at least 3 options, right? The warrior way to do it, the thief way to do it, and the mage way to do it. But having, like, money and wealth as a resource for problem solving is also really cool. Using the environment to your advantage, once again, really cool stuff. I don't know what lit this up. Can I harvest the oil? Okay. Oh, LaBelle, you're playing Outer Wilds for the first time right now. Congratulations, man. I love the Outer Wilds. I played it whenever I had Game Pass there for a while. My wife and I were like passing the controller back and forth while we were playing it. It was very, very satisfying, and yeah, the exploration in that game felt so rewarding. I actually stole a bit to implement in my own tabletop RPG setting, because basically I have a what is it called? It's Worlds Without Numbers, the system we use. Oh, Sword and Planet sort of game, where it feels like Sword and Sorcery, but you explore outer space as well. I stole the gimmick where you have these gems that you anchor into a wall to explore upward, because this is another thing that I really appreciate, is verticality being important in the exploration of games, whether that's tabletop or video games. That's, of course, why Daggerfall is so much fun for me. I love the verticality of the dungeons. I love that climbing is a skill. This torch shouldn't be on right now, right? I'm definitely having some mod conflicts, because this does not seem to be giving off much light, but it's on. Oh, look, it's the Privateer's Hold block. Well, these are working properly. I don't know what the deal is. My save file is just getting a little bit wonky, I guess. Yeah, look at this thing. It's just perfectly still there. Not a problem. I will enlist somebody's help to help me figure out what's going on with my save file after the fact. I'm just like straight up reading the chat while holding the right mouse button down and swinging this club. Probably not a good idea, but they are just bats. Yeah, we want to. This is like a good place to level up our blunt weapon, because like I was talking about a minute ago, we're at a point where humanoid characters are just straight up resisting our spells, and so we need to be able to switch to our blunt weapon and give people a good whack or two reliably. You know what I mean? We can't stand there whiffing all day. Although if it does come to that, then we would use basic shields and kind of try to tank as much as we can. You never get used to spider encounters. What can I say? Oh! We got him. Man, playing a mage has been very satisfying. I never thought I'd see the day. Hey, what is James Stem? First off, welcome to the stream. Second off, the Halls of Arden Vol. I love mega dungeons. Can you please tell me more about this setting and like the system you're using? Because I gotta say, I'm obsessed with mega dungeons. If I had the capacity as like a skilled programmer, or on my time, I would create a Daggerfall mod, if at all possible, where you're like in a self-contained dungeon with things like the Mages Guild, the Fighters Guild, and the Thieves Guild quests like in the dungeon itself, and a set amount of factions in the dungeon. Maybe have it be larger than what you're used to for even the default dungeons. Different areas being quest locations that are hand built and things like that. I would love something like that. But yeah, I'd love to hear more about that game. AD&D Osric. OG, that's awesome. Yeah, Spartan, if the spider poisons you or if he paralyzes you, you can just cast spells freely, and so I would be able to either tank the hits. That's probably what would happen. Like, they're low-level enemies. I would cast a solid shield spell and tank the hits for a while. If we were low on HP or something, then we would warp back to town. So, to answer your question, you don't have to cure the paralysis first. It's kind of dumb, because how are you casting spells if, like, you know, you're paralyzed? But, there's just no way around it, really. In traditional settings like this, you'd have a party of players or characters, and one of those members of the party who is not paralyzed would cure the paralyzed person, right? But we don't have the option of doing that here. It looks like we're diseased, so let's go out and get our horse and warp out, I guess. Kind of a bummer. I'm thinking, this is perhaps a bit greedy, but I'm thinking of still traveling. Oh yeah, we still got people on our tail. Okay, let's just recall. Teleport. Anchor. That's a bummer. We didn't get to kill any guards or anything like that, so maybe we'll go back. But I want to do some questing for the Mages Guild before our reputation drops due to inactivity. So that mega dungeon is basically an ancient Greco-Roman fantasy with 10 main levels and 15 sub-levels. That sounds great. Modulo, am I saying that right? Welcome to the stream, and the smaller dungeons option, I would say, is perfectly serviceable. Excuse me. I'm not personally a fan of it because like I mentioned before in this stream, I really appreciate I like navigation to be its own vector of difficulty. And so the smaller dungeons are satisfying in a sense of you get to go there, you get to beat up monsters, you get to collect loot, and you get experience, and you have quest targets, and then you leave, you know? But they're actually like a little too small for my taste. I don't feel like I'm going to get lost in them. Whereas in these dungeons, I do feel like I might get lost, and that's pretty cool. So under the... one fun thing you can do, Modulo, if you're not sure if you want to use smaller dungeons or not, play with it for a bit, and then, you know, stop playing with it if needed. But I used to do this thing where whenever I would launch Daggerfall, if I was not in a dungeon and was not returning to a dungeon, I would put my hand over the monitor while in the settings with the smaller dungeons thing, like toggle. I'd have the mouse on the toggle, and then I would cover up the checkbox and then click, 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 click rapidly, and then click save. And so I wasn't sure if I was playing with smaller dungeons or default dungeons at any given moment for that session. Not until I played for a bit anyway, so that was pretty fun. Alright, so under the overcast sky, a woman in fairly formal clothing accosts you, shouting far too loudly for the purpose. Excuse me, I need a delivery. Slid the rat and woodchuck is, slilled at the rat and woodchuck is expecting this yellow rose. Come on, dude. Go to the rat and woodchuck. Why? I'm not gonna do that for you. Yeah, there's not a mages guild in this town, which is upsetting. After we get cured, do we just go back to Wayrest and, like... It just feels kind of dirty going there. I guess it... If we're... Whoa, hold on. Hold on. Look at this little pentagram of pigs. This is hilarious. What are they up to? This feels like a bunch of, like, shamans in disguise, and nobody wants to know... Like, they don't want people to know the ritual that's going down. You know, I don't trust these pigs. Would y'all trust these pigs? Leave in the comments. Stupid. Oh, it's like that song, War Pigs. Just like witches and black masses. Banana. Alright. Yeah, I know about that podcast, 3 to 6 down the line. I've never... I have it like on my... I have it favorited in Spotify, but despite that, I haven't really done much with it. Okay. Please kindly cure us. Who would cure me here, guys? Hey, I'm serious. Ah, oh, dang it. Come on. I could just escape out of it. That's fine. Hey, buy potions. Surely you wouldn't let me do that. Make potions. I get the feeling that this lady with the braid is going to be the one that cures me, but she won't let me. I think we have a potion, so it's not that dangerous. But it is unfortunate. Come on, man. Be cool. Man. Such a beautiful temple. Daedra summoning. Oh, wrong door. Okay, Modulo, so you tried doing a temple quest and you were... Oh, cool. We found the person to cure us. And it took forever. Oh, no. Holy place, holy place, holy place. Oh, I forgot. Wow, that was a lot of damage. That could have gotten us. I forgot about that. May I offer some suggestions, Modulo, in case you do not want to use smaller dungeons, but also can't find your quest target? Alright, so here are a few mods that can help you find your quest target without enabling smaller dungeons. Alright, you can use Penwick papers, and then I would honestly disable most of everything except for the info mode here, which is very helpful. Like, it tells you the state of person, if they're hostile or friendly, and their health mode and stuff like that. But basically just leave the items part of Penwick papers enabled, and then you'll be able to find these potions of seeking, and then you can drink the potion of seeking while you're in a dungeon, and it'll tell you where you are relative to the quest target. You can also have the Archaeologist Guild mod and use the locator devices to help you find your quest target. If you have language skills overhaul, then pacified enemies, you can talk to them and ask them where the quest target is. So we have quite a few ways to find the quest target without using smaller dungeons, is what I'm getting at. Alright, so here we are, level 10, double digits, everyone. We're going to go ahead and hit that like and subscribe and share it with your friends. I'm just kidding. But do that also. We're going to pump speed. Intelligence, endurance, and a point of luck. This looks like a dungeon cell, honestly. It's pretty cool. Yeah, spell swords are very strong in Daggerfall. The strength of magic in Daggerfall is part of why in the past I did not really use mages that often. But what's really satisfying about playing, now this is different from a spell sword, but like playing a character like Sombra, who's kind of, she was very weak at the start of the game, you know what I mean? And while we are pretty strong now, the first few levels playing with Sombra was like really, really challenging. And that, all for moldy meat, of course. So that was really cool. Weak levitate. Hi there, excuse me. Okay, that archer says they're gonna keep the town safe at night. Like, dude, I'm the danger. I'm the person you want to be looking out for. We're doing some spite killings here, okay? Wayrest thinks that we're like an animus demon. We will show them that we are an animus demon. A shadow lingers beneath a dimly lit archway. The street ahead stirs, but there's no face. A woman wearing a dark hood approaches you. Excuse me, kind stranger. I need to get to the Greenfield Crypts. Come on. Tired of being approached about these, like, yeah, escort and delivery quests. Maybe we can find a pawn shop. Oh, I bet we can find a pawn shop, and with the pawn shop, we could find a magic item. Yeah, so modulo, I do not know if you can craft the potion of seeking that is set up through Pen with Papers mod. I get the feeling that you can't, but I could be wrong. But if you have roleplay realism and roleplay realism items on your mod list, then you can like go to alchemist shops whenever you're in town and get it that way. Okay. Here we are. We are looking for pawn shops, jewelry stores. What is this? Honestly, alchemy is pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and enter stealth mode. Knock plus. Get in there. A startled cat knocks an item to the floor as it scampers away. Yep. Shadow form. We don't really have need of that. Sure. Healing and restore power. Good. That's not a real shelf. There they are, my old friends. Yeah, I think you have to kill like 15 total guards before you have enough like assassin points for the Dark Brotherhood to come after you. No. So maybe I just do that instead of worrying about killing villagers and stuff like that, especially since we showed up at nighttime. Okay, let's see. I wonder if the guards are going to resist also. Yeah, they made spell save. Huh. 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 Man, look at these guards. Oh, level scaling. Why? Such a bummer, dude. We're like out of spell points. Gotta run away? And we're Sombra and we're running away? Like, it pisses me off. Oh, look, there's the... That's cool. That's the... We saw the lighthouse in the distance. Yeah, we better just, like, hit a levitate. Come back in the daytime. It looks beautiful. With all the lanterns at the lamppost there. Yeah, if I would have died going to get my disease cured, that would have sucked. That's the most insulting kind of Iron Man loss, is like totally preventable, just like sort of legislative oversight because you forgot something about your character, or your stamina runs out in the wilderness. My goodness, how many times have I at least come close to losing my character? But in many cases, that's more likely to get us than losing in combat, because in many cases we can pick our fights, you know what I mean? And so we don't... It's like that dude, what is it, Ephraim from Fire Emblem Sacred Stones? That's the secret. I don't pick fights I can't lose. No, I don't pick a fights that I can't win. Yeah. Alright. Let's see if our temperature's good. Yeah. We're gonna see if we can get the attention of the Dark Brotherhood by taking care of some innocents. Please forgive me. I don't get any joy from this, you guys. But Sombra might. Pew. Pew. Why is he invincible? Dang. What? The villager fights back? That's cool. Spitefully turning into a murderer. Oh, I need to cast shield, don't I? Man, we should have done this at a low level whenever the enemies were much more manageable. What if the people that we're attacking are in the Mages Guild and we're tanking our reputation? Werewolf? Buddy. This werewolf is like the patron saint of this town. He's a protector. Okay, no, he's not. That was cool, though, watching them all beat up the werewolf. Who set the werewolf loose in, like, the middle of the day? Yeah, James, I want narrative, like, I want resource management to be a super important part of, like, tabletop gaming. It's kind of like in Daggerfall, like, each of our 3 vitals is very important, our potions are very important, and the durability of our magic items are really important. Having a campfire that is not super, like, worn out is crucial, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's... Having resource management as an important thing in your game, it simply creates more meaningful choices for the players to make. Now, if you're playing like 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, then that's not really going to make you very popular at the table, I think. But with older editions, like, it's kind of implicit, like count your arrows, that sort of thing. If it gets too tedious for them, then you figure out which parts you need to hand wave, you know what I mean? All right. You know, I don't have enough spell points left to recall. But that was fun. I think that might be villager reactions that does that. That makes the villagers want to fight back. I honestly had never seen that before. I've seen villager reactions cause, like, guards to get spawned and villagers to run away. But I don't think, perhaps because I don't kill villagers often, like, I've never seen that happen. Maybe that's been a feature for a long time. They were aware of a werewolf, but now the werewolf is a werewolf. Alright. Yo, Cosmi. Welcome to the party. Yeah, you missed a little killing spree. That's basically... We went to a dungeon where we got a disease. We almost died from getting our disease cured in a holy place. And then we went to Wayrest to give them the old what for. And we just killed some villagers to... so that hopefully the Dark Brotherhood will be attracted to us. I kind of want to go back in. They're all going to be gone. Okay. Recall. Teleport. No! Hold on. Are we good? Ah, dang it, guys. What's going on? I'm going to have to get some help from the people in the Lysander's Tomb Discord. You see, one of your groups started playing in 5e, but we had talked about expectations when I introduced them to OSR play, and they don't mind the resource management. That's good. I think it quick saves. Aw, dude. The last time that we had a crash, it was like we quick saved right before the crash, and so I thought that meant that the quick save occurred whenever the crash occurred. I wonder if this is pre or post rat dungeon. It's all good. We're just gonna be paranoid and set the recall anchor. By the way, we have our Cosmi missed the introduction here, but we have our beach episode outfit on. So there you go. Justinus, about the Mages Guild rep, I don't know. I posted about it in one of the Daggerfall discords that I lurk on, and nobody really had a definitive answer for what happened, but it's possible that during one of my killing sprees or oh, my food's getting ripe, so this was after we went to the dungeon. It's possible that during one of my killing sprees or during one of the Thieves Guild missions, we targeted somebody who had an affiliation with the Mages Guild. Now, if we did that like 4 times, that would have explained how I guess 3 times, maybe. That would have explained the decrease in our reputation. I still don't understand. I feel like my save file might be messed up, but we're not going to fix the reputation through console commands. We're just going to write it out and use the ludonarrative thing of like, you know, there's a conspiracy out against us, because that makes sense for our character. Hiya! The villager fights back. I want some more easy targets, you guys. Okay, here's some easy targets, potentially. We're doing some spite slaying over here. Nope, nope. A group of warriors. Wait, what? Whose side are they on? Group of warriors spawning every... Yeah, I'm certainly going to be quick saving more often now. Okay, was this... How many villagers did I actually get? I see 1 body, 2 body, 3 body, 4. I see dead body. I want some more. Sorry, it's pretty bad. But I actually don't know how many I saw. We need at least 1 more. Hey, that was my kill. Guys... It's like we're even being conspired against when we're trying to get easy kills on innocent people. No, you're not gonna kill them that easy. Come on, video game. All right. Well, first, let's get our sugar lumps going. Thank you, Sepulchre. Now we levitate. Now we fire blast. Oh. Love it, man. We're playing Elder Scrolls Daggerfall. This is what this kind of... like, what other game lets you do this? Alright, let's go ahead and hit that recall button. They'll never know what hit them. So dumb. We really just want to join the Dark Brotherhood. We're writing that off as like some spite killings because we're being labeled as a treasonous. So like, let's go ahead and live up to that. But yeah, we went off the deep end a little bit there so that we could join the Dark Brotherhood, hopefully. But now we will rest at a tavern, and we will head toward a city which hopefully has a dang Mages Guild, because this backwater town doesn't have a Mages Guild. Can you believe it? Yeah, 1 room. Okay. Attempt to hide from the bounty hunter? Sure. They did not find you and they left the area. Sweet. I almost wanted just to challenge them for the sake of it, you know, but chances are they would resist all my magic and stuff, so... Oh, look, we got new menu options because we're in a different province. Banana Millet Muffin, Baked Soul, with bananas, chicken, and coconut fried rice. Wow, that sounds really good. Yeah, chicken and coconut fried rice, dude. Thank you. Okay, what time is it? It's 4 p.m. All right, let's go ahead and get a show on the road here. We gotta, go to the Mages Guild. I gotta be careful sprinting in a town like that. We gotta go to the Mages Guild, and we gotta find some easy quests, alright? We're not doing any dungeon diving just yet. I mean, we might do it eventually just for entertainment purposes because we're making content here. But we want our reputation to get back to, like, evoker range. Ah, come on. I must have missed the gate somewhere. Do I just levitate over? I think we're just gonna levitate over. Whoop. Beautiful. Is this the right way? I guess any way is the right way, but yeah, this is going west? Alright. Well, actually, we do want to see which way the next city is. Yeah, the next way is like, it'll be south out of the town. Yeah, I remember that the last time that the dialogue bug occurred, the game crashed shortly after, so it seems like those things are related. Like if I talk to this guy here, hey bud. Ah, come on. Is the dialogue bug still going on? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Lochnar? Daggerfall is super duper comfy. The stress is part of the fun. It's like playing Dark Souls or something, you know? It's like what we're here for. It's why we're not reloading our save games and stuff like that, except whenever the games crash, you know? Alright, we found a little inn. I mentioned this whenever I was playing Bogart or Kierstia, but I love like pulling over to get a bite to eat at the local tavern that you pull up into. Yeah, I'll have a number 2, medium fry, 2 full to finish my meal, sure. Coffee for the road. Oh, hey, how did everyone's Thanksgiving go? Did anybody have the responsibility of cooking or the honor of cooking for their family? I really just had the honor of like showing up and, you know, bringing the most adorable child possible with me. You know, whenever you're, I don't know how to describe it. My wife made some stuff to bring with it, and I was just kind of like I heard my cousin once say, or my cousin's husband say, that once you become a dad, you're basically like a glorified roadie. And I think that's pretty true around holidays like this. So I just was responsible for bringing stuff and making sure that we left with all of it. I actually, Spartan, I've never played. Hey, good night, James. Thanks for tuning in and talking about your tabletop games. I've never actually played Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, we have a Thieves Guild in this town? No, Mages Guild. I'm kind of don't really want to talk to the Thieves Guild because our reputation got tanked the last time we did that. I wonder if somehow this is like a schizo theory possibly, but remember I trained my blunt weapon like 3 or 4 times with the Thieves last time. Did the Mages Guild really just hate that I was getting blunt weapon training with the Thieves Guild, and then they all just like decide to hate me? You know? Perhaps they hate me because they ain't me. I don't know. David had the honor of eating. Congrats, man. Thanksgiving brisket. That's cool. I've not had that on Thanksgiving, but everybody loves a good brisket. Are we supposed to be going south right now? Y'all know that Modest Mouse song? Modest Mouse song? Head south! Head south! Head south! They just yell at you the whole time. I really like that album. I think it's their first one. It's like a long drive for someone with nothing to think about. It's the name of their first album. I really, really like that, how raw that album is. Yeah, Head South. It's a track off of that made me think about that. You hosted 10 friends, LaBelle. Congratulations on surviving that. And you too, Jeffrey. You guys both had the 10. You don't care for turkey, so brisket it is. That's fair, man. All right, congrats on bringing one of the best dishes. Just some dude. I love the I love sweet potatoes in general, but the casserole in particular is really really good. Whenever I'm going to eat burgers, I'm a sweet potato fries kind of guy usually. I used to be a waiter. That's by the way is where I met my wife. I was waiting tables. It's like a like a sitcom or something, but it's at a restaurant called Cotton Patch, which is it might just be a Texas thing. We had really good burgers and sweet potato fries. And I would get them for half price. It was fantastic. Yeah, I've heard of Friendsgivings. I think I might have done a couple of them in my time. But I live close to family now, so there's no reason to not just, do the traditional thing. I feel like Friendsgiving is very popular whenever you are like in college, or if you've moved away from your family and you're like in a city and you have a kind of new culture. Let's go ahead and hop over here. I was astonishingly tired after after yesterday, like after eating and things like that. I didn't quite get the nap that I needed. I've always heard of those stories of people that get really full and then need to sleep. Excuse me. I didn't think it would actually happen to me, though. Okay. We've arrived at our next town. Let's go ahead and just get a room here. Gotta kind of look over our shoulder because we don't know if or when a bounty hunter will get us. So with yesterday being Thanksgiving, today's the traditional day to, or maybe it's just the most convenient day to put up the Christmas tree, right? And we've been really hyping, teach them mending basic wounds now. We've been really hyping up Hudson about Christmas and how cool Christmas is, and you get a lot of presents. And we've been reading Narnia, which has like, dang, this doesn't have a Mage's Guild either. Yeah, Narnia has, they call him Father Christmas, but like one of the first things in the Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe to tell you about is how it's always winter, but it never gets to Christmas. And then you know that this witch's spell is breaking whenever they see Santa, but they call him Father Christmas. Anyway, Hudson's been getting hyped up for Christmas. We put the tree up today, and he was like, "Oh, I love Christmas. I love the tree." And he started hugging the Christmas tree as we were putting it together and like kissing its branches and stuff like that. It's so cute. It's ridiculous. General, no, regional, any Mage's Guild, buddy. Like any Mage's Guild. Berberaplex, Boobjohnnies. Okay, here are some places that we can mark on our services. We're in Mournoth, Mage's Guilds, Berberaplex, Boobjohnnies, Sedajus. All right. Okay. Let's see which one of these is closest. Berbera. I don't think we're going to be able to find it because of the hidden map locations. Berberaplex. It'd be great if I had the option to ask the person to put that on my map. What about Boobjohnnies? Yeah, I'm not finding any of it. Surely there's a capital somewhere. We could just go to the capital. Find Sedajus. Okay. We're going to just, like, fast travel. We're on our horse? Yeah, let's go to Sedajus. 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 I don't know how to say this. Yeah, let's hit it. After traveling through Mournoth for 2 days, you awaken as some trouble begins to stir elsewhere in the building. Sweet. So this is Red Roy of the Glens mod Things Betwixt, which gives you interesting events whenever you're fast traveling like this. That's really cool. We're going to put on our shields. You know, let's do true invisibility also. There's a monk. He's hostile. All right, here we go. Ha, 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 ha. Got him. 96 gold and a talisman. Okay. Oh. I thought that this guy was not hostile. Basic shields. Hey, he's actually kind of hurting me here. Hey. Okay, we pegged him there. Let's go around. I gave him the old... I did a little loop-de-loop on him. This is a pretty cool encounter. I hope we survive. He keeps saving the spell. Oh! Come on now. Careless. Complacency. Did I get him? I don't think I did. Oh! We can leave at any time. I mean, that's important to remember here. Like, the front door is right there. Did the Mages Guild send you? Come on. Yeah, stand in the corner. Hold on. I feel like there's interesting stuff going on in the chat that I need to get caught up on, but we gotta get this done. Hold on. Oh. Come on. I hate being high level. I'm only level 10, but... Okay, yeah, we're out of spell points. Do we bother using... what is it? Cure poison... Restore power. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, gosh. He's being so timid. This feels like playing Quake sometimes. Okay, okay, we got him. Chain boots. Okay. Nothing really worth looting there. Room. Yeah, wait. Yeah, okay. So you're saying that you have a family old school essentials game? That's pretty cool. You have a hex generator tool that you've already made 2 in-depth fantasy worlds. You just want to take the easy route. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, you could sometimes import your already made content, but that creates its own difficulties. Yeah, yeah. Father Christmas brings you a dope weapon. That'd be fantastic. Do you hide from the bounty hunter? Yes. All right. Couldn't find us. So you have people in your family who are interested in playing old school essentials? Because that's pretty sweet. Yeah, honestly, just some dude, even if you're like not a parent, but just having like a kid nearby, like it makes you kind of feel that excitement for Christmas, that you haven't felt since a child, possibly. Like it's very radiant. You feel a letter slip into your hand and hear the sound of footsteps scampering away. There is no other sign of the mysterious courier. So a piece of cardboard paper near your feet. Find Fare, who went spelunking several days ago and has not returned. Sure. You grab the posting and read it carefully. The name Fare, description, woman in blue. Last known whereabouts, the Conclave of Gerki. So now we can start adding some Mournoth dungeons to our list here. Mournoth. What's it called? The Conclave of Gerki. Sweet. Now, I'm sure my horse is around here, right? Yeah, here he goes. Hey, what's up, Kelgron? Thank you for the love and for coming to the stream. We've got characters that you're cross-porting with different names and stuff. Nice. Yeah, I think whenever I was like an adolescent and an adult, I kind of lost my love for holidays and stuff like that. But having a kid will definitely revive it. What was I looking for? Yeah, this should be our Dark Brotherhood invitation. No, that's Princess Morgaya. Come on. Look at our letters of credit. I thought we were broke, but we have like 8,000 gold in letters of credit here. Prince Lotan, Morgaya. Dang, dude. I thought that we got invited to the Dark Brotherhood finally, but it's Princess Morgaya. Oh, wait, hold on. Here it is. Why didn't I realize that? Okay. The Dark Brotherhood has been watching you. You have slain without sanction several times. You must now join us or be counted as our foe. Travel to Isakujer in Mournoth and see Krakte, who will give you further instructions. We give you 30 days. Okay. Let's find where Isak... Let's just type it like that. Nope. Isak! Alright, so this way down south. We're probably just going to do fast travel for that. And let's also take a look at where that dungeon was. The Conclave of Gerki. Wait, I missed it. I was reading the chat. We're pretty close to that, right? Yeah, we're pretty close to that conclave. It's right there on the road too. That's cute. Yeah. What if we travel here and we go to the conclave from there? They rolled 3d6 triple ones twice. That's great. You gotta make it work, right? There's a Mage's Guild. How's our affiliation? Yeah, our rank deprecated from 7 to 6 due to inactivity in the Mage's Guild. Don't care for the singing circle. So I've actually been rolling some characters myself for basic fantasy RPG in case I want to do some solo play, and I felt like I was having some pretty phenomenally bad luck also. I feel like I had several like 5s and 6s. My highest stat was like a 13, but the idea with these older games is that the stats shouldn't matter that much. However, one of them has like a 5 in Constitution, which is like a -2 to your starting health, and that's just crippling, you know what I mean? Also, the magic user that I rolled up, it has the spell ventriloquism. Like I rolled to get the starting spell, it ended up being ventriloquism, which means you get to like project your voice anywhere within like I think 60 feet or something like that. And I'm like, man, this is such a niche. Like, I'm gonna have to get creative about how to use that. I imagine you would like make one guard patrol talk to another one, or try to spook somebody, or goad them into doing something stupid. I don't know. You had last year. I had to be Santa from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. putting together a big toy kitchen for my daughter. Then you go to all the parties. Yeah, you're definitely just the person making the joy happen for others, and then you get some secondhand joy. It's like you're still participating in that joy, but it's in a different sense. That's cool. Kelgron getting like a... Honestly, I love 3d6 down the line, and you just kind of make the best you can whenever you get those hilarious 3s and things like that. Rather embarrassing, but one of our experiments has prematurely evacuated our laboratory. Even worse, it left before it was fed, so it's doubtless going to be ill-tempered. Thankfully, it is a disposable creature, a common Atronach. On the other hand, we certainly do not need our reputation sullied by a maddened Atronach's rampage. If you'd be willing to track the sad beast down and put it out of its misery, we could offer you about 311, like the band, in return. Interested? You'll need to go to the ruins of... I don't want to go to a dungeon. I'm sorry, big dog. Let's see. Open spell. Yeah. I mean, we have knock. Yeah. Wow, what a page here. The job I need is quite simple. A local merchant, Larton, bought an antique chest, but has been unable to get it open. The best locksmiths have tried. Now the guild could use its patronage. Okay. I told the... Sounds like one of Rolp's tricks boxes. He made hundreds of them back in the day. Ah, yes. Well, the secret to these boxes is that they are almost impossible to open in any way except for the simple standard open spell. He specifically made them resistant to the fancy alternative spells. His friends. Okay, so we gotta go buy open, and we need to go to wherever Larton is. So Buy spells. Okay, it's gonna cost us some money, but that's okay. We're here for the reputation. Hey, bud. Oh, dang it. People, Larton. Okay, thank you anyway. It's gonna take a minute. People, Larton. The Essential Pawn Shop. Cool. Quick save, because the dialogue bug freaks me out. She says northwest of here, so we'll start like this. Man, I'm scared of falling in the water. You, another campaign, a friend rolled a thief who had one HP. Water. He was the first character to die, but he was revived. Nice. Yeah, that's kind of interesting, because it's like you literally just can't get hit at that point, you know? Wait, so what happened? Is after literally setting an entire fortress on fire. Nice. I mean, that could be a... He's going out with a blaze of glory if he died after setting the fortress on fire, so that's pretty sweet. Yeah, I miss tabletop games. I'm trying not to want it too bad. Oh, who's this? Quest giver? The Mages Guild sent you. Very good. I knew my old friend Mog wouldn't let me down. Here's a box. I almost forgot that we came here for a quest. Okay, so we cast open. After you cast open, the chest, an imp flies out. Happy birthday! Foul the old fart. The imp cackles in an unnaturally deep and gravelly voice. So does that mean we have to fight the imp? Or is that just the quest? Okay. Well, let's see what's here. Because, you know, we're always in the market for some magic items, and pawn shops are a good spot for those. Come on. Buy it. Oops, I didn't mean to get the arrow there. How are we doing on rations? Alright, that's plenty. Oh, hello. There he is. Fire slap. Pretty cool little mage battle that we get to have there. There's a griffin's feather. Alright, no magic items, but we restock on bandages. Tell Mog I appreciate him sending your help, I guess. Of course, if I had known what was inside, I might not have been so eager to open it. Yeah, I got you. So that was cool. It's a nice local quest. Easy money, basically. We actually have some stuff that we should sell to this guy. Get it out of our inventory. Arrows that got shot at us, I guess, and we reclaimed. Talisman. Scarab. Talisman. 180, sure. Let's see. What am I checking for here? I guess we just go back to the Mages Guild, and man, I'm scared of galloping in town because I don't want to kill anyone and be a outcast here. Immovable rod, ton of crazy. So the question is, what kind of fun items can I give a group? Immovable rod. So what's the idea? Like, you, after you set it somewhere, you can't plant it, or like, how do they take it with them if it's immovable? You know, like, what am I missing here? Rings that seem to enhance whatever stat, but actually doesn't do anything until they do something specific. It could be cool. Oh, what did you want? Oh, yes, trick box. I trust it didn't give you any difficulty. A good little publicity for the Mage's Guild and all that. Jolly good. Okay. How's our reputation look? It looks normal. That's good. 2 more quests and we'll be back at Evoker status. What did I come here for? I was gonna look at something. Oh yeah, that's right. How does open compare to our other spells? Magnitude 3 to 7. This is 5 to 10. So, what if we delete this one? Yep. And then we rename this one. There we go. Oh yeah, another quest. Let's see. As the premier research institution in the Empire of Tamriel, the Mages Guild employs a number of mystics and scholars all over the land. If we can get a representative of the guild over to a place within a reasonable distance from here, the eminent scholar Far-E has agreed to share her research. Would you be able to do this? You would need to travel to Sedek. Far-E, is that the person from the other quest? I'm scared of... I don't know if that's the person from the other quest, but I don't want to get our quests mixed up. Okay, no, I'm just getting confused. That would have been a good quest for us. Yeah, I don't want to go... Wait, the travel... allowing them more latitude. I have a sample here of a contaminated fluid that must be purified and sent to one of our more experienced members for reuse. Are you willing to cast a spell of cure poison? I can't do that, buddy. You're the kind of evoker who's fleet of foot. Yes, there's something for you which might prove useful. The town guard, as brutish as they are, arrested one of our members on suspicion of stealing an emerald from another city. Oh, I know all about being accused of crimes you didn't commit, buddy. Are you brave, quick, and able to avoid embarrassing confrontation with the city watch? You'll need to go to Mournoth, which is a 5 days travel to the east. Yeah, let's do it. Spiffing, my praises to you for not allowing your fears to overcome you. It's almost certain that you'll be accosted by the city watch. Yeah, it's alright. Whatever you do, don't get caught. I won't say any more than that. The gem is in the Palace of Mournoth. If you can have it here in 10 days, the reward of 304 gold will be yours. Notorgo's feet be upon you. That's a great phrase. Let's go ahead and quick save. You never know. So it has the immovable rod has a button that activates the rod and it stays in place, completely immovable in the air and space. So you can use your imagination for the... That's my favorite kind of magical item, where it's really just up to your imagination to apply it. One time I gave a character a jade chain, and then it was clearly animated, like somehow somebody's soul got trapped in the chain. And there was some sort of story waiting to be told there, but we didn't actually find out what it was, you know what I mean? But I always liked that idea of, like, animated items being helpful. There were times whenever the chain helped to, like, in a dungeon, whenever the party was trying to rest in a room that had, like, 3 doors, the chain could help to keep one of the doors shut whenever a party was trying to be aggressive. So we need to plan out which quests to do. We need to go to Mournoth, and we need to go to... we need to go to Mournoth, and we need to go to Issaquah. Isak is way south, and Mournoth is over here. Okay, let's do a recall. Anchor. We are in Bowain. So we'll update this. Anchor, Bowains. I'm spelling it wrong. That's okay. Go to the capital. And we are going to rob the capital, the palace of the capital. So that's pretty fun. All right. Where is the palace? The palace is south a ways. We should go and rest in the tavern so that we come out at nighttime. Be more appropriate for this sort of mission. I like that the Mages Guild basically sent us on a Thieves Guild mission. That's pretty sweet. Fits our character very well. And we'll just kind of be lurking around trying to find the emeralds. All right. Okay, we're gonna rest. Yeah, let's rest for. I kind of want to eat for about 9 hours. One time I got in over my head and got into a situation where I had to over prep a ton, but it was kind of fun. Because I usually, whenever I was running 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons games, all of it was hosted out of a town on the coast, like a Lankmar sort of setting. The name of the town was Bosba, which I just blatantly ripped off of, like, something from Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. Anyway, I gave the characters an item called the Octohedron of Wanderlust, which was essentially an 8-sided die, like a D8, that had a different gem embedded on each face of the die. And they would roll the die, and then whichever side it landed on, they would all get teleported to a... oh, my sugar lumps are gone. They would all get teleported to a different region in the world based on, like, if they rolled a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. Now, I thought this idea was really, really cool because, you know, it's going to radically change the situation that the players are in. It helps them get out of a jam whenever they get in trouble with the law or some group of enemies. And it had this other aspect to it where it forced me to do a bit of world building in other areas. The thing is, that's not really good. Like, how do I describe it? Like, I had a bunch of work on my plate all of a sudden because I needed to come up with adventures for 8 different places, you know? And it would be one thing if I was going to return to those settings, and I could potentially still reuse them, but they're in my binder, you know? But still, that was a lot of work for me to do for very much, like, no good reason, you know? The emerald belonging to the Mages Guild is somewhere in here. Yep. It's pretty cool busting in here at night. In the Mournoth Palace at night. Might help ourselves to some other stuff. Let's use regular invisibility to save on mana. Is this a holy tome? This all would be pretty valuable. But I want to get the emerald before we start stealing other stuff. So here it is. Let's go into steal mode. Come on, come on. Grab mode? This has got to be it. So as soon as you touch the emerald, an alarm sounds. It's in your possession now. Alright, they're on our tail no matter what, so we better go in here and pilfer 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 and pilfer. And yeah, let's go ahead and pilfer. I love it. This is great. Thank you, Mages Guild. Great quest, Mages Guild. Thank you. Yeah, let's go ahead and pilfer that oil. Sure. They keep their oil in the bedroom. Alright, pilfer. Let's go ahead and cast open. Yep. Kind of a creepy sound that I thought I heard for a second there. Omen of... Oh, these are paintings. I don't know what I would do with those, but it's pretty cool. Could be an art thief if we felt like it. Hup. Hup. Nope. Okay. Basic shield. Cast hop. Hup. Huzzah. And now we recall. We teleport. Hey, thanks, Kelgron. Have a good night's sleep. And thanks for tuning in. Okay. It's like we were mounted on our horse backwards there for a second. So you all might recall that I have a slight obsession with a game that's not Daggerfall. A little thing called Slay the Spire. You all ever heard of it? Alright, so it's pretty bad. Like, it'll get in the way of my... I'll stay up too late playing it, or I'll put off doing chores around the house, or like... There are times whenever I know that I should be editing a video or something like that, or producing a YouTube short, but instead I just choose to play Slay the Spire. Look at all these taverns, by the way, in this cluster, like, competing with one another. It's pretty silly. But I've cut back in, like, the last couple of days. I've only played, like, one run of Slay the Spire instead of, like, running back-to-back runs of it. Today was really sweet. I've gotten all the characters up to Ascension 9, and then I played a run with the Ironclad where I got to Ascension 10 and killed the heart for like the 3rd time with the Ironclad. I've only killed the heart with the Ironclad and who else? The Silent. I've killed the heart like 4 times with the Silent, and this will be my, I think, 3rd time with the Ironclad. It's a really sweet run where I had corruption, so that whenever I used this, like, all skills cost 0, and then whenever you use the skill, let's get some food, it gets exhausted. And then I had the, what is it called? Dark Embrace, I think is what it's called, where whenever a card gets exhausted, you draw a card. And then I had a 2 Feel No Pains plus, which means whenever you exhaust a card, you get 4 block. And on top of all that, here's the evil pigs, by the way. On top of all of that, I had calipers, so that whenever I would end the turn with a bunch of block, I would still retain a good amount of it. So that was a pretty fun run. It's one of the easiest heart fights I've had. Now the log at the top of the screen is telling me that some villagers are running away. I don't know if that's because I'm a criminal or something. If it is, like, I don't know, what do I do? Yeah, the guards are after me. Okay, it's 11:22 though, so the Mages Guild should be open by now. Just run around. Wonderful. The Emerald is here ahead of schedule even. Have no concern for the City Watch. If they show up here, we will turn them away or incinerate them, whichever suits you better. Suits us better, rather. Okay. So we are at 16 reputation. I want to do a bit more questing, but I should really go ahead and... Oops, I'm going to cast Recall Anchor. I should really go take care of the Dark Brotherhood quest. Like, we've been wanting to join the Dark Brotherhood for so long. Now we have an opportunity. Let's go ahead and take care of that. This is a really beautiful day with, like, the rain and the fog covering up the mountains and things like that. I should probably wear my hood. Oh, look at the background there. That's cute. Alright. Isak. Yeah, we can just go cautiously, I guess. Okay, this is an oddly shaped town. What's this blue blob up here? Is this another Mages Guild? It would be pretty convenient if there's a Mages Guild in this town. I don't think it was. This would teach me a nymph language, which I think got replaced by something else in the Mages Guild's overhaul. So that would probably level up, like, I don't know, like Sylvan Tongue or something like that. Oh, we went way past the guild hall, whatever it was. It is a Mages Guild. Sweet. Well, it's not open yet, so we might as well... okay, let's go ask for people. Krakte. Oh, it's a potion shop. Alchemy. Alchemist. There we go. Those are the words. Yeah, so this week I scheduled an upload of a video about birth signs. It's like this concept has been on my mind for like a year or so before finally getting around to making the video. And I'm glad it's being kind of well received, you know what I mean? There are times whenever I'm like, oh, I'd really like to make this concept, but then whenever I start like writing down the outline for what I want to talk about and things like that, I talk myself out of it. I'm like, this is so stupid. Nobody wants to hear this. And then it's still well received after I get through that and make the video anyway. So that was pretty cool. Let's see, potion of purification. All these potions are really good for us. Let's just go ahead and buy them while we're here. And so I'll have to upload a sequel to that pretty soon. Potion of slow falling, true healing. Stamina, let's go. But some people had not really realized that I had come back from my hiatus until then, so I'm still getting the urge to have more recorded content, but I'm like, I've been streaming twice a week, and streaming has been so much fun that I don't know how to do anything else really. I don't know. I'll figure out some way to balance it. I've been working on my mod list for Open Morrowind, Open MW. I would kind of like to do Ironman runs of the other Elder Scrolls games, but it's just so much fun playing Daggerfall. So it's like Plato's Cave. Like, I can't go back to sitting down there and looking at shadows. I've been liberated. Okay, so here's our Dark Brotherhood contact. You must be Sombra. The Dark Brotherhood has been watching you. You've proven you can kill with a blade. The Brotherhood does not tolerate rogue assassins. You must either join us or be marked for death. The Brotherhood will initiate you as a full member if you take this snake venom and place it in the wine decanter of Shaldun in the Morford residence of Boarg Palace. We have 34 days to do that, so that's a lot of time. The blessings of Mephala upon us. Report to Baist in Antelejar. Antelejar. I don't know, man. Alright. So we got our Dark Brotherhood initiation quest finally. Yeah, let's go up here. You're saying the idea is always better on page than it is in your head, even if the idea sucks. Is that like a comment based on how I was unsure if people would care about the birth sign dilemma video? Because I get what you mean. It's just producing videos is not really my strong suit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't always feel very comfortable doing it, and I don't do it often. And so there's a bit of like self-consciousness that comes whenever you're like talking to a room. Ah, come on. Yeah, they finally demoted me, but it's whatever. What was I getting at there? I have to get over my trepidation to even get to the point where I want to make a product at all. But I get what you mean. Sometimes, especially if you're a perfectionist, you're not going to have a very good time like trying to produce content for YouTube. And it can be sort of intimidating looking at other creators who have like, 300,000 views on their latest video and stuff like that. But then I remember that like I'm kind of just like a guy that does this on the side, and I have like a kid and a full-time job and a pretty active social life, and I feel less bad about my lazy production quality because we're kind of playing different games there. But yeah, man, I just have like a lot of ideas on the back burner. I'm wondering if I should go to streaming one night a week instead of 2 nights a week so that I can produce more like videos, but that's, I don't know. I'll figure out the balance as I go. There's no contract that I signed that says I have to make this much content, this, in this format, this many times each week. You know what I mean? Okay, so this is another cure poison thing. Let's see. It's a local quest. Let's see. The Mages Guild employs a number. We can get representative of the Mages Guild over to a place with a reasonable amount of distance of here. The eminent scholar Torarka and has agreed to share her research. Would you be available for this? This is a local quest. Yes. Yeah, let's do a local quest. Just grant. Now, Torarka is staying in Issaku in a place called the Ashfield Residence for just a few days. The danger is the necromancers, of course. Those reprobate spell slingers are interested in getting to Torarka and her research. I will give you 8 days. Isn't it in the same town? Like 8 days is a little excessive, but we'll do it. Recall. Anchor. Now we gotta find the Ashfield residence, but we're in a pretty small town. It's kind of convenient. Yeah, the words of encouragement that you tell yourself are usually applicable to others, Cosmi. So yeah, I appreciate the angle there. Yeah, I also think that the gameplay talks are formatted as a nice little niche format. And I'm always pleasantly surprised by the turnout and the response I get. So, it's like chatting in the YouTube comments afterward is always very rewarding. Yo, hey, what's up, David? Yeah. So to catch you up to speed, we are in the Dark Brotherhood initiation quest. And yeah, we did not raise our Mages Guild rank in time to maintain our Evoker status. But we're almost back. So we are looking for people... Shorped. I love these, like, generated names. Okay, you know, Mark. The Mages Guild? No, I need, location... General Ashfield residence. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we gotta press enter and quick save. Because we be crashing sometimes, you know what I mean, man? LaBelle says, just keep making whatever makes you happy and it'll show. Yeah, I appreciate that. The thing is, like, streaming is what I like best these days because it's low effort. And, it's a lot of fun to just like play your favorite video game for an audience who's like chatting with you. Like I can't overstate how much fun I have while doing this. Whereas the other stuff that's good for the growth of my channel, like recorded content and YouTube shorts, like I don't get as much joy from, but they get more views and create reach and things like that. All that stupid metric stuff that I shouldn't really care about. But in this situation where like I could make, even if it's not like a lot of money, like it's a non-zero amount of money, it creates incentive to try a little bit harder, you know what I mean? And I do like the finished product once I do it, you know, so it's not that bad. You're the Khajiit the Mages Guild sent over to protect my work, yes? Marvelous to meet you, my child. Here's the Bali thing. Yeah, she gave me a pearl or something. And might run into some necromancers on the way out. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of feedback from people saying that they kind of miss the recorded content because they don't have to what am I trying to say, hide from the bounty hunter. Yeah, well, we're really good at dodging the bounty hunters. That's cool. Yeah, people say that they miss the recorded content because this basically feels less intimate. I'm always keeping up with the chat, and it's just a different viewer experience basically. But the thing is, man, let's play content is where channels go to die. Like it's let's say I have a let's play series that is 34 episodes long. I'm gonna have like a decline of viewership necessarily on that because not everyone's gonna watch the series to the end, and watching episode 34 basically necessitates that you've watched 33 episodes previously. Whereas if I just upload sporadic stuff, then like it doesn't require that you have any backgrounds, you know, it's just fine. Leo 420 meme number in gold. That's pretty sweet. So like I do want to like play Morrowind and try to beat the game without dying like I did with Bogard and stuff like that in a recorded session, because I understand like the viewer experience must be very different watching the VODs for this. It's fun that you guys get to be here, but there are other people like in Europe or something like that that don't get to catch it. So I kind of want to produce content for them, but I don't want to burn out. So let's check our affiliation here. Yeah, I guess the balance there to go along with what Lubel's saying about making whatever makes you happy is just to like stream and then do this little backlog of recorded content I have. So we'll see what I come up with. I'm like I said, I don't have a contract or anything like that. It will be what it will be, you know. Rather embarrassing, but one of our experiments is this is another one. Well, this guy's done giving me quests. Is my affiliation still okay? Yeah, it's still okay. All right, let's go ahead and take care of the Dark Brotherhood quest. We're gonna save in town. And we need to go to This has like a lot of proper nouns that I need to parse. We get the vial of snake venom, the wine of Sheldon of the Morford resident. Okay, Boarg Palace is the noun that I care about. Boarg Palace. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna once again travel over land there. Yeah, another difficult thing about like recording videos is like I can basically only do it at nighttime, right? I work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I spend time with my family until the kiddo goes to sleep, and streaming just feels like something fun, you know, but sometimes recording content can feel like work. And like the last thing I want to do after a long day of work is work some more. But I do enjoy the finished product, and that's what I have to remember is like almost any finished product that you're going to be proud of is going to require what is just labor, you know. Reefstrav, welcome to the stream, and yes, I do come across new stuff with Daggerfall despite playing it so much. One, because mods are constantly being released and things like that, but also like in the last stream, our reputation for the Mages Guild absolutely got tanked for no good reason, it seems like. Let's go ahead and become invisible because it would help. Yeah, true invisibility. Okay, invisible 5 rounds if targeted attacks something. Okay, I think I can open doors without dispelling the invisibility. So we want to find a wine decanter of some sort. Oh, hello. That could potentially be an enemy that we're trying to dodge. But yeah, the mods and the wacky situations that arise due to like reputations and things like that keeps the game feeling fresh. And I don't know, no two playthroughs are exactly alike for whatever reason. The snake venom clouds the wine but briefly. In a few seconds, the drink looks normal to drain. All you'll have to do is put it back. Okay. We drop this. Doop. And we out of here. Now that we've done this, we need to go... Oh, our horse is invisible too. I love it, man. I think this is part of first-person lighting, where your camouflage spells work on other stuff as well. But yeah, we need to go to... okay. According to correct, I need to go to Baist and Ante Lager. Ante Lager. We're actually pretty close to that, so let's go to a tavern and eat. Nothing like poisoning a person and then, you know, smoking a cigarette and getting some food in you right after. Did y'all ever go through a phase where you smoked like cigarettes or tobacco or something like that? Whenever I was younger, I was really fond of the old hookah pipe. And that was a kind of hard one to break just because the ceremony of it was a lot of fun. You can blow ridiculous clouds without vaping because vaping feels kind of cringe, but hookahs are a different story. And then whenever I'd go on road trips, I would kind of smoke like Camel Reds. But aside from that, it was never like a really big habit for me, but I unironically think that smoking cigarettes looks really, really cool. It smells bad, so there's that, but sucks how cool it is. Yeah, thanks, David. I always appreciate the comments that I get from you and others on those videos as well, because I'll like with the birth sign thing. I always think like I mentioned before, I was kind of like, do I really need to record this? Nobody's gonna care about it. And then what do you know? After I release it, I get a pretty wide range of similar opinions or different opinions or opposed opinions and things like that. It's always the comment section afterward is really fun. Cigarettes let you loiter unashamed. I really liked them on road trips. So we're looking for a guy named Bayer or something like that. Bayer. Hey, let's quick save. Paranoid quick save. What do you know? Are we in the right town? Come on, don't do this to me. Beist. If I then go to, according to Karate, if I then go to see Beist and Antalager, I will become a member of the Dark Brotherhood. Antalager. I should be able to ask where Beist is, man. Hey, bro. Are you sure you can't tell me where Beist is? What about regional? Yeah, tell me about the Wick House residence. This might have him. Okay, so they put the Wick House residence on the map. Yeah, a little spoiler alert about the follow-up to the birth sign dilemma video, which I'm probably just going to call the birth sign solution because that feels intuitive. So I made the chart for each of the 13, I think, the 13 birth signs. I want to add a little bit more to it, but I'm basically just going to go over each one with some Morrowind footage in the background. But yeah, your comment about David, your comment about the ritual being really good choice for holy classes was really spot on. And even before your comment was like, before I read your comment, I'd made up the little chart to go with the ritual birth sign, and it's like the highest probability selections there are all holy classes, like the pilgrim and crusader and things like that. So it's cool that we were on the same page with that. Oh, look at that. He's standing on the bed. Well done, Sombra. Shaldun was stricken with sudden heart failure. Poor bastard. You have shown you can kill with care and not just with a bared blade. You are now a full member of the Dark Brotherhood. Anytime you enter a town, you will know if there are any guild buildings there. It is customary for the novice to receive payment of a single coin for her first sanctioned death. Alright, we got it. Oh, you were in the army, David? That's interesting. Well, first, thanks for your service, but also, yeah, it can give you habits like that. Oh, you were able to quit, though. Congrats, man. All right, cool. Thanks for sharing that video with your friend, LaBelle. Maybe they'll like some of my the backlog. 'Cause that's where I got my start, was just rambling. That video, you know, it's kind of sad because the production quality for that video was not great. But, you know, I was able to put images on the screen with like a slow fade in and out, and like that was a lot for me, you know. It's hard for me to figure out how to do even the most basic things like that. But yeah, it's kind of funny. I had fun producing it now that I know how to do simple gimmicks like that. Yeah, we finally made it to the Dark Brotherhood. Let's see what our affiliation is. Okay, we're at 5, so that gives us some leeway if we need to like spend some time doing other quests. I thought we took a Mage's Guild quest. Maybe we already completed it. Do y'all want to check out the Conclave of Gerki now? The request is good for the next 3 days. I mean, the dungeon's on the map. We don't really care about the person. Now, where did I leave my dang horse? Oh, there's a Dark Brotherhood hall right here. There's my horse. I want some sugar lumps. Is this the Dark Brotherhood house? It's very serendipitous that it's right here next to the quest giver. Oh, wow. This is astonishingly cozy. I hope y'all don't mind. I'm going to go refill my beer. I'll be right back. Did y'all hear that? Yeah, it might be quitting time. I'm gonna... If he falls back to sleep, it might not be a problem. So, we're gonna push our luck a little bit. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jeffrey. He scared me too. Yeah, so I walked into this room and I saw like, oh, how cozy this place is. And then I went to go refill my beer and then I saw the Christmas lights on the Christmas tree were still on. I was like, oh, this is really cozy too. What kind of training could we get if we wanted? Honestly, once he gets into bed and like he's cuddling with my wife, they go to bed. He goes to bed pretty easily. I'm just have to... You ever have to like be quiet while you're on a mic? It feels kind of awkward. I feel like the audio quality of it is very different, but that's what we're going to be rolling with here. So we can train destruction if we feel like it, but that's going to break the bank. And our destruction is already really good, right? Man, I love our beach girl outfit. We feel so carefree, you know? We're not the edgy cat girl that we used to be. We can buy potions here one day. That's cool. We can make potions. Yeah, we really... The Thieves Guild might be a thing of the past for us. We really just need to maintain a good reputation with Mages Guild and Dark Brotherhood. Oh, hello. There is a traitor in the Brotherhood. You will perform the necessary accounting on this liability, will you not? You will need to travel to Castle Thrugir, which is a 4 days travel to the south. Okay, man. Castle Thrugir, sure. The traitor has taken refuge in Castle Thrugir to the south. If you have not returned in 11 days, your honor will be forfeit. Wow, okay. We wouldn't want that. Recall. Anchor. Yeah, I really love the interior here. I don't know if this is like a default texture or if it's part of a mod, but my goodness, that's beautiful. Something about it. Okay, we are in Antelajar, so we need to make note. Anchor, Dark Brotherhood, and Antelajar. Okay, let's go to a general store and try to get some sugar lumps before we head out. So we officially have 2 different dungeons on our map now, if you include the one that we're going to now. So that's pretty cool. This looks like this is shaped like a general store. What? Okay. I don't know what this is. Mod conflict? Yeah. Daggerfall does make some cool YouTube thumbnails. Oh, this is a gem store. It's supposed to be anyway. Yeah, I always had a good time whenever I was recording Bogart and Kirstia episodes of like trying to, like, I'll get snuck up on by a really cute thumbnail opportunity. Slow down and take off the HUD and frame it like that. We do a little less effort these days, for brevity's sake. Really want to get some sugar lumps before going to the dungeon, but I don't know where the general store would be. This is a bank. You know, let's go to the bank and see how much the ship would cost, because we do want to get a ship one day. Banking. This is not a port town. That's right. Okay. Man. It's exactly what I got told last time. I forgot. So, a port town. We're not going to travel to it. Yeah, it's only the capital. Hey, did y'all ever figure out what happened to the dwarves? I remember in Morrowind there's a quest where the guy in... Is it Vivek? It might be Alderune, where some bald archmage asks us to figure out what happened to the dwarves. I always thought that quest was supposed to be impossible, but apparently there's a solution to it. But I don't know if the solution figures out actually what happened. I don't know if the solution actually entails figuring out what happened to the dwarves. You know what I mean? I feel like whenever that stuff went down between the tribunal, they all kind of got brought out of existence. I've heard they all might have achieved Chim simultaneously or something like that. I don't know. Okay, selling some silver goblets. This is all the stuff we got from the palace, I guess. Bracelet. I can go to the torch too. You said transcended or eliminated. Those are some different things to be... Unless they were transcended for the sake of getting rid of them, which is an interesting way of looking at it. Maybe it's part of like the tribunal's plan to sort of they're a threat, and we need to keep Kagranak's tools to ourselves, so we banish them to a different plane, that sort of thing. Man, let's go east. Yeah. I feel like I'm spending too much time looking for the sugar lumps, but I didn't think it was going to be this hard to find a general store. I want to check out this dungeon before calling it quits, though. This is a weapon shop. Do we have anything to sell here? No. Just gonna go into info mode to put it on our map. It's weird to think about how in Elder Scrolls 1 and 2, we're still playing in a timeline that is well after the events of Red Mountain, between like Dagoth-Ur and the Tribunal and Nerevar and things like that. Is red on red too much red? Kind of feels like it, but I do have other things that we could wear for our beach day outfit. Like, didn't I buy a skirt? I guess not. Okay. Doing some fashion scrolls here, don't mind me. Yeah, and then so what we're doing now is like well after the events, I guess, right? Right now in the world of Daggerfall, if you were to go into Morrowind, you'd find the Tribunal in power, right? I think so. It's just kind of weird to think about. Okay, well, we failed to... Wait, this is the general store. There has to be sugar lumps in here. Did I forget to look? You said they had a connection with the Falmer. I didn't know that. There's the sugar lumps. Man, I'm so rusty on my Elder Scrolls lore. I don't really remember what what happened to the Falmer. Like, did they get... I know they were forced underground somehow, but I don't remember by what means. We don't go to the Conclave of Garriki. We go to Castle Shrugir. We have 11 days to take care of it. All right. Wow. Okay, the Tribunal are in power, and the blight from Red Mountain would be getting worse. Kind of wild to think about. Ah, come on. Fumbling over the keys here. Castle Shrew. Alright, if we had a town nearby, we would travel from there, but we're not gonna... Well, maybe we go... Doesn't make sense to come at it from the south, though, necessarily. Oh, there's the Conclave. We still have not gone there yet, and I don't think we will for a minute. Let's go ahead and quick save. I actually find the idea of playing Morrowind like Ironman style, which is what I typically typically do whenever I play Morrowind, but it's usually not with the idea of completing the main quest. I find the idea of trying to complete the main quest in Morrowind Ironman style somewhat intimidating because I don't know the game and its dangers as well as I know like Daggerfall's dangers. You know what I mean? Like I really know what to expect in Daggerfall. Oh, it's a mountain lion, like Oblivion style mountain lion. That's pretty cool. Yo, M333. What do you say? Drink some old-fashioned rum and watching my grizzlies. Nice. Well, thanks for checking in and for supporting the stream. I hope things turned out well with the grizzlies, and have a good night. Let's go ahead and cast our shield spell, and got like 3 of these dudes to blast through. Let's see how we do. Even the mountain lions resisting my spells? Are you kidding me? Okay, we got one down. Yeah, I've played Morrowind in like sort of the not the Daggerfall style, but the Iron Man style before, but not with the intention of completing the main quest really, so I kind of want to try it out like that. Falmer lost the war with the Nords and had to go underground. Oh, you had to look it up. Gotcha. Well, thanks for the update. That must have been a while back. Historically, I mean. Okay, we'll see how far we make it into this dungeon. I take it that I should, even though my boy's gonna fall asleep possibly, like I should probably stop streaming soon anyway, out of respect for their restfulness here. But man, I'm at a dungeon. I want to see the dungeon. We're gonna see what I come up with. Food's moldy. Dwemer welcomed defeat, but Falmer. The Dwemer welcomed defeated Falmer, but poisoned them with fungal brews that mutated and blinded them. They used them as a slave caste, I think. You picked it up for your M33 M with 4 3s. Oh, it's never had a meaning. Always told people. I've thought about calling you M43. You know what I mean? It's brief. I didn't know that the Dwemer led to the Falmer's condition like that. That's pretty interesting, but it would make sense why you're always finding Falmer in the Dwemer ruins. I had a pretty heartbreaking defeat on one of my Skyrim Ironman characters in a Dwemer ruin. I was playing a character that utilized the amazing follower tweaks mod that let me have like a party of characters, of followers, and I would like pay them salaries and equip them, and I was kind of like the side character or the commander that just had everybody else on payroll while they did the heavy lifting. And we got to a section of the Dwemer ruin where there was a trap down a narrow corridor that was the only way to progress. It was one of those traps that looks like a spring-loaded sort of a helicopter rotor that would go up and down the path, and my people couldn't pass it safely, so my weak character had to go by himself, and we just couldn't handle all the combats by ourselves, basically. Yeah, calling you M3 would work too. But yeah, that dungeon kind of showed me the weakness of my my playstyle there. Okay, let's see what is awaiting. What kind of enemies wait for us in this dungeon? We have a torch up here, which indicates there could be a humanoid. Let's turn on invisibility. Okay, so who exactly are we looking for? Someone to find and slay a traitor to the guild. The rogue assassin is hiding out in the Castle Shrewgear. I honestly don't know what this rogue assassin will look like, you know? I was hoping I could punch this person into the hole there. Oh, interesting. Let's Oh. Basic shield. Keep our wits about us. Fire slap. It's good damage. Dude, it's gonna be humanoids. Okay, we got one. Moldy meat, not good for you. Hey, Davisera, thank you. I'm glad you liked the most recent upload. And welcome back to the stream. We have done a bit of questing for the Mages Guild, and we finally joined the Dark Brotherhood. We just kind of went on a blatant killing spree at the start of the stream to accomplish that, so is what it is. I didn't really feel good about it. I wanted it to come about a bit more authentically, but you know, it's not a big deal. Had to get my foot through the door somehow. Had to get their attention. Alright, so here's our campfire. Right here by the entrance. I hope I don't... But if I have to warp out of here, then I will lose the campfire. That's okay. We have a pretty good amount of money. It's right here, buddy. Yeah. Did y'all hear that? He said, "Daddy, where's dungeon?" I found it, buddy. Yeah, I can tell I'm keeping Hudson up, so I can't keep this up for very much longer. We've about to have some mage on mage action here. Okay. Ooh. Okay, we're fine. That's kind of scary. We ate the, Oh, this is a nice casual dress. I want that casual dress. It's very plain. Can still kind of see our skirt behind it, I think. Oh, whoa. This is a huge chamber. Longing for dungeon. Yeah, he's built for the mines, right? He has a toy train that he's been playing with, so he held it up and said, "Train wants to see dungeon." It's hilarious. This guy fell to his death before we even found him. This kid's hilarious, guys. Let's do it like this. We're gonna go turn on a climbing spell. A longing for dungeons. That is really how it is, though, for me. Get so hyped over every little map we find. We're in the dungeon, buddy.
No, I find dungeon and I get
Oh, okay. So I wonder if the character that we're looking for will have like the assassin sprite or like the class on them. But it seems to me like we're not going to be able to easily identify them, and we just have to wipe everyone out indiscriminately. Is that just how the Dark Brotherhood quests work, y'all? Oh, you watched your dad play Skyrim? That's cool. I don't think my dad played a video game in his life. Especially not a cool role-playing game. He probably would have thought it was witchcraft. My dad was the kind that was like, you know, doesn't want you... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, hold on. Teleport, 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 teleport. Here's the button for teleport. You're clicking the correct button by clicking teleport. Okay. Oh, goodness. He's like, "Hey, how did it go?" Bad news, buddy. Lost my horse on that one. I think this is a sign, y'all. We got Hudson up watching me dungeon crawl, and you know, he'll kind of get indoctrinated into this game one day. He's seen bits and pieces of it, but I I should let him rest, and the dungeon kicked our butt, and it's about to be 11 p.m. anyway. So yeah. Thanks for tuning in, and for watching our most recent near-death experience. I'll post on our... I'm not sure when my next video stream is going to be, I should say, so keep an eye on my community tab for whenever. I'll let you know when that's going to be. Thanks again for watching. Tell your friends if you think they'd be interested in this sort of thing as well, and you'll have a good night. Can't let them see you get dungeon blasted. Well, this is the thing, man. You just keep your finger on the teleport button, man. There we go. Alright, I'll talk to y'all later. Audio.